The crystal chandeliers of the Sakura Garden restaurant cast dancing shadows across Marcus Webb's weathered hands as he cleared table 7. 20 years ago, those same hands had held a surgeon's scalpel. Now they carried dirty plates through one of Manhattan's most exclusive dining establishments, and he was grateful for every shift. "Excuse me, waiter." The voice cut through the ambient music like a knife, sharp, entitled, dripping with condescension. Marcus turned to find a man in a suit that probably cost more than Marcus earned in 6 months. Richard Ashford. Everyone knew his name. Tech billionaire. Venture capitalist. The kind of man who measured his worth in zeros and other people's deference. "Yes, sir. How may I help you?" Ashford didn't look up from his phone. "I need someone who can serve me properly. In Japanese. The whole evening. I have important guests arriving in 30 minutes, and I refuse to be embarrassed by incompetent staff stumbling through basic phrases." He finally lifted his eyes, and Marcus saw nothing but cold assessment. "Find me someone cultured, or I'll have a word with your manager about the quality of help you're hiring these days." The other waitstaff had frozen mid-step. Marcus felt their eyes on him, felt the familiar burn of humiliation that he'd grown accustomed to over the years. This wasn't the first time someone had looked through him rather than at him. "I apologize for any inconvenience, Mr. Ashford," Marcus said quietly, professionally. "I'd be happy to." "You?" Ashford laughed, the sound sharp and ugly. "No offense, friend, but I need someone with actual sophistication. Education. You look like you've had a hard life." He pulled out his phone again, dismissing Marcus with a gesture. "I'll give whoever can do this properly $200,000. A bonus for excellence. Just get me someone worthy of my guest's time." $200,000. The number hung in the air like a lifeline. That was Emma's college fund. That was 4 years of tuition at the state school she'd been dreaming about, the one she never talked about anymore because she knew her father couldn't afford it. That was physical therapy for Sophie's cerebral palsy. That was fixing the leak in their apartment ceiling and maybe, just maybe, not choosing between medication and groceries. Marcus's manager, Janet, touched his elbow. "Marcus, I'll handle this. Go check on your other tables." But Marcus didn't move. He thought about Emma, 17 and brilliant, who'd taught herself coding from library books. Sophie, 12, who painted watercolors with hands that didn't always cooperate but created beauty anyway. His daughters, who never complained about their second-hand clothes or their father who smelled like restaurant grease when he came home at midnight. "Mr. Ashford," Marcus said, his voice steady. "I can serve you in Japanese. If you'd like." Ashford's eyes snapped up, narrow with suspicion and amusement. You speak Japanese?" "Hi, Nihongo o hanashimasu." "Yes, I speak Japanese." Something flickered across Ashford's face, surprise, then skepticism, then something darker. He leaned back in his chair, studying Marcus like a specimen. Well. Hidden talents in the help. Fine. Entertain me. But I want perfection. One mistake, one mispronunciation, and you're out. Understood? Marcus nodded. His heart hammered against his ribs, but his hands were steady as he refilled Ashford's water glass. "Mizu o dozo." "Please, water." The evening began like a performance. Ashford's guests arrived, 3 Japanese executives and their translator. Marcus greeted them with a proper bow, the angle precise, respectful. "Irashimasu. Yokoso, Sakura Garden E." He saw the surprise in their eyes. Pleasant surprise. One of the executives, an older gentleman with kind eyes, smiled. "Your Japanese is excellent. Where did you study?" "Watashi wa ishi deshita," Marcus said softly. "I was a doctor. I worked in Osaka for 3 years. Emergency medicine. The mood at the table shifted. The executives engaged Marcus in conversation between courses, asking about his time in Japan, laughing at his stories about learning to navigate the Osaka subway system. They spoke of their hometowns, their families. Marcus felt a warmth he hadn't experienced in years, the joy of connection, of being seen as a person rather than a servant. But Ashford's face grew darker with each passing moment. "That's enough chatting," he snapped, his English harsh against the flowing Japanese. "We're here for business, not to hear about the waiter's life story." The executives exchanged glances. The older gentleman, Mr. Tanaka, Marcus had learned, frowned slightly. Marcus bowed and stepped back, professional. "Moushiwake gozaimasen. I apologize." As the evening wore on, Ashford seemed determined to humiliate him. He made impossible requests in broken Japanese. He accidentally knocked over a water glass, then another. He changed his order 3 times, each time sighing dramatically about the incompetence of American service. Marcus absorbed it all with quiet dignity. He cleaned the spills without complaint. He adjusted orders with patience. He continued to serve with care and precision, speaking perfect Japanese, treating everyone at the table with equal respect, including Ashford, who deserved it least. During dessert, Mr. Tanaka excused himself and followed Marcus toward the kitchen. "Sumimasen," he said gently. "Excuse me. May I ask you something personal?" Marcus turned, surprised. "Of course, sir. Why do you do this? You were a surgeon. Your Japanese suggests extensive education. What happened?" The question was asked with such genuine kindness that Marcus felt something crack in his chest. "My wife," he said quietly, in English now. "She got sick. Cancer. The insurance, it didn't cover everything. By the time we lost her, we'd lost everything else too. The debt was..." He trailed off. "I have 2 daughters. This job has health insurance. Steady hours. It's enough." Mr. Tanaka's eyes softened. "You speak Japanese. What else?" Marcus almost smiled. "English, obviously. Spanish, I grew up in Texas. French and German from medical school. Mandarin from a year in Shanghai. Arabic from a volunteer program. Some Italian from my wife. She was 3rd-generation Italian-American and taught me to curse properly. 8 languages. 8 windows into different worlds, different people. All of it useless now, except for nights like this, when he could earn an impossible bonus that might change everything for his girls." When they returned to the table, Mr. Tanaka leaned toward Ashford. The conversation was in rapid Japanese, but Marcus heard his own name. Saw Ashford's face redden. Saw the other executives nodding. Then Mr. Tanaka stood and addressed Marcus directly, in English this time. "Mr. Webb, is it? My colleagues and I have been discussing Mr. Ashford's generous offer of $200,000 for exceptional service tonight." Marcus's breath caught. He'd done everything perfectly. Hadn't he? "We find his offer insulting," Mr. Tanaka continued. "You are not a performing monkey. You are an educated man who has faced hardship with dignity. Mr. Ashford has treated you abominably, trying to make you dance for his entertainment." Ashford sputtered. "Now wait just a..." Mr. Tanaka held up a hand. "We will not be doing business with you, Mr. Ashford. Your company approached us seeking a partnership. We have seen enough of your character tonight." He turned back to Marcus. "However, we would like to offer you a position. Our company needs someone to head our medical translation and consulting division in New York. The work would involve translating medical documents, facilitating communication between our healthcare technology division and American partners, consulting on cross-cultural medical practices." The restaurant had gone silent. Marcus couldn't breathe.